It's September and we're having a heat wave. Hello everybody, my name is Debbie if you haven't been here before, and this is Debbie's Diary. I read a lot of books, but this isn't actually a book review. This is more 10 things that I have learnt about myself, or things that have happened during lockdown. And so I'll say that offhandedly, as in not part of the top 10, that I have read a lot of books during lockdown. I think at this point we're about 5 or 6 books ahead, I think, as in books that I have read but haven't been uploaded yet or have not gone live yet. With 10 things that have happened in lockdown, I've got my little list. So I've got 10 things that have happened during lockdown. So with number 1, I put that I started therapy in lockdown. I contacted the mental health team, I think it was November, Christmas time maybe, last year, and I was put on the waiting list. I think I talked about it in one of my Ballet Diaries videos, that I'd contacted the mental health team for my OCD and other issues which ended up coming out during therapy. Basically, I learnt that I have some social anxiety, which I wasn't really aware of because I thought, oh, that's normal, and then I got really high scores on the social anxiety quiz that she gave me. I say quiz, it's a test. But yeah, I got, I think the good amount of add-ups was about 18, and the first time I did it my score was about 38, so yeah. But at this point I've got one more therapy session left. One more. I can't believe that throughout lockdown I have both started and almost finished my therapy. And it was cognitive behavioural therapy for my OCD and other issues. A lot of people think of OCD as being like, oh, I have to, like, obsessive cleaning and turning lights on and off. And I'll admit I do have a form of obsessive cleaning and organising, but it's so much more than that. A lot of it is more in here. But yeah, I've actually got a full diary of where I've written down, basically I always wrote everything down, because me and my therapist, we determined that writing stuff down was really good for me. So I've got like a full diary of where I've written down everything that was mentioned in the session, homework, and the things that I'm going to carry on doing beyond the initial therapy, of my coping mechanisms basically. But yeah, so that was number 1. I started therapy and I've almost finished it. Number 2, this might seem a bit trivial, but it's been genius. We started putting bread in the freezer at the beginning of lockdown because we couldn't get bread anywhere. Because as with like loo roll and stuff, people were hoarding like mad at the beginning of lockdown. And so we just thought, just save the bread, we'll pop it in the freezer and just get it out a slice at a time when we need it. So we're not throwing away lots of bread. Why we weren't doing this before, I have no idea. Because it's genius. And my mum even said that they used to do that in the West Indies when she was little. So yeah, that's been a life-changing one. Just putting bread in the freezer and getting out 1 slice or 2 slices when you need it. I recommend that one if you find yourself throwing away a lot of bread. Stick it in the freezer and yeah, you don't have problems. Number 3, I lost weight during lockdown because I lost I lost over half a stone, and to be honest, because I was doing so well, I'm kind of on a thing of maybe I'll lose a couple more. Obviously, I'm not going to the extreme. I'm kind of like on a half stone thing, so it's just like I lost half a stone initially, and or 7 pounds to those who don't use stone, which was incredible because after lingering at a certain weight for quite a long time and nothing I did seemed to push me over the edge, once I got about 1 or 2 pounds under the weight that I kind of plateaued at, I was just like, what's different? What am I doing? And because it moves into the next one, which is number 4, which is walking more. I have been walking, you know, daily exercise with my parents throughout lockdown, because I live at home because I cannot afford to have my own place, and being furloughed has obviously made that more difficult. We've been walking just from the house, and it's what's wonderful about living in Yorkshire. Wherever you go outside of my town, there's countryside. Yay for countryside, because it means that I've seen such amazing, beautiful walks and of places that I didn't know existed that were just outside of my town. Through the main bulk of lockdown, we'd walk from the house, we'd do about 6 miles, going out like to the next town over or something, then coming back, stopping for lunch. We'd bring our own lunch and tea or coffee. Tea for me, because I do not drink coffee. Yorkshire tea. A friend at work actually says that I drink so much tea that one day I'll turn into a teapot, and to be honest, yeah, probably. So thanks, Clary, for that one. Yes, so because I've been walking so much, we actually went out and I got walking shoes, proper walking shoes, which was the best purchase ever, because before I was doing it in like trainers. What our walks are more hikes now, and so the trainers weren't doing anything for my feet and my ankles. There was one walk where we did a lot of a bike track. It was an old railway, and we walked the majority of this old railway, and it was so cool because I was just like, I didn't realise how far this old railway went. Because we've got one in our town which goes on to the next town over, and so it was really cool to see where this old railway went, and the fact that we walked it was amazing. But because we were on a track, my feet killed. My feet were burning by about halfway home, and my parents was looking at me going, are you okay? It's just like, it's fine. If I keep walking, I should be fine. But if I stop, they're going to burn even more. So the concentration was just on getting home. The walking boots have been such a wonderful thing in my life. And then recently also got a proper walking, hiking rucksack, which has been perfect. To be honest, I think I've done 1 or 2 walks with that rucksack. It's so comfy. It's got a strap across here, it's got a strap across the middle, so it really balances you out, and I swear it makes you stand up straighter, because it's balancing, and it's wonderful. Walking, which tied into number 3 of the lost weight, because I was going on 6 mile walks around town, and then towards the end of the lockdown when things started to kind of, I say end, we're not actually over it yet, but when things started to open up a bit more, my dad went back to golf, we weren't walking as much, but then it went into kind of going from a couple of 6 mile walks a week to like 1 10 mile walk a week. And the fact that I didn't die doing a 10 mile walk is such a brilliant thing for me, because who knew that I'd ever be able to do a 10 mile walk and be absolutely fine. I bet there was one of the 10 mile walks where it was up a hill, a very, very big hill, and I kind of over-breathed a bit and got very, very dizzy. So my dad and my neighbour kept going up, and me and my mum stopped, and we just had our lunch a bit early basically. So I had a cup of tea and my lunch, and then once the dizziness went off, because I almost went back to the town to stay there, but then I was just like, no, I've eaten, I'm feeling better. Let's just take a lot of pauses as we keep going up, because yeah, this wasn't the top of the hill. It was about halfway up, so we still had more hill to go up. I can't believe my fitness basically through that. So I've gone to number 5, which is my exercise regime, I guess, because obviously with lockdown I have not been able to go to the gym. So I have been doing everything in my house or in my garden, or the walking as well. So I have actually bought a yoga mat. It came with a resistance band, which was like, yeah. Then I've also, to be honest, I didn't get this in lockdown, I've had this for quite a while, but it's this kind of sit-up helper. Basically I do about 300 or 500 sit-ups a day, depending on what I'm doing, because I do like side ones as well as forward ones, and yeah, it's helped me kind of tone my waist a bit. And then I've also got a weighted skipping rope, I say a weighted skipping rope, it's one that doesn't actually have the rope, so it's kind of like a weighted handle so that you can actually get the movement without tripping over a skipping rope. So I've been kind of trying to build that up, and then I have also got weights, 2 kilogram. They're not the heaviest, but it's enough there for me to actually like get a bit of stuff going on, and then I've found different ways to use them in my personal workout. Number 6, I've put fashion style, because I've been looking at my wardrobe, and also with the weight loss it meant that I've had to give away quite a lot of clothes. Obviously initially we couldn't donate anything, so I just made sure everything was clean and popped them in bags, and then as some of the charity shops started to open up, they were putting like things at the door saying if you fill up this bag we'll take it back on whatever day. And so both me and my mum have been going through our wardrobe, just picking out stuff that we don't wear anymore and putting them in these bags. And so I have greatly reduced my clothes by doing that. Mainly because with the weight loss, I had a lot of stuff that didn't fit me anymore. So with the fashion style thing, I actually texted my friend Jenny and said, when we're allowed to try things on again in shops, we are going on a little shopping thing, and I want you to put me in clothes that I would never think to try on. And basically we're going to see if we can change my style up a little bit. I have learnt that I like a good midi dress and a midi skirt. I'm hoping to keep that on through autumn, because I think they're a great thing to kind of wear in through summer and autumn and winter, because you can add tights and a nice jumper or a jacket, and boots. Number 7, makeup. Obviously through lockdown, even though I wasn't going anywhere, I was kind of on a bit of a project plan, but I didn't really save anything. It wasn't for YouTube, it was just for me, where I wanted to use stuff up. So I've managed to use up a couple of eye palettes that way, and so I've been using stuff up that I wasn't really using as much. So I've always got like one lipstick. Well, to be fair, I've got a tinted lip balm, a lipstick and a lip gloss. So I've got all those 3 on the go at once. So when I'm doing my makeup, I'll start with the lip balm, get a bit of hydration there. Then I'll add the lipstick, and then I'll put a bit of gloss on top to make it a bit shiny. Obviously can't do that as much now when we're wearing masks at work, so I've been playing a little bit more with my eye makeup. Today's quite boring, I've just got brown on my eyes today, but I'm hoping, because once I've finished this one, which is almost gone actually, I can move on to some of the brighter palettes. So I'm hoping to have more of a play with the eye makeup as we keep going forward. Number 8, I thought I lost one of my jobs. This is because I have been furloughed from 2 jobs through lockdown, through my main job at the spa and also through what was essentially a part-time job at the theatre. Because of the issues and the theatre's not really been very supported, there was a point when the theatre contacted the front of house staff and said basically we were the first people to possibly be let go. And so when I got through what I thought was my final paycheck, it was a bit of an emotional moment, because I was thinking, oh God, when is the theatre going to come back? But to be honest, this is perfect time for this video, because just last night I sent off my availability form to the theatre for next month. So things are coming back. Very, very small performances. We are coming back, and I'm so excited to see that the theatres are coming back. So there's like outdoor performances, there's small performances, and yeah, I'm just so glad that things are starting to get back to normal a bit, and that the arts is fighting to survive. Because a lot of people don't realise how important the arts actually are, and it's just like, well, continuing through lockdown, you've probably been binge watching a lot of TV shows. It's just like, does that not count as the arts? But yeah, so I thought I lost one of my jobs because obviously we were told that we weren't going to be furloughed anymore, but then they contacted and said, oh, actually we're starting to get back to normal a bit and we need to know your availability so that you can work. So 9. I had to mention this one because it's been obviously a very, very big thing across the world, and that's Black Lives Matter. There's been a lot of stuff happening in America which has made the UK actually look at the way we treat people, and I've actually been posting quite a lot of stuff on my Insta stories I've even got a little highlight on my page where you can look back at the stuff that I've shared in regards to Black Lives Matter. It's just about education, really. As somebody who is the daughter of an immigrant, I know how ignorant people can be. Obviously I'm white, my parents are white, but it doesn't change the fact that my mum and my mum's side of the family is from the West Indies, and you know, it's a very multicultural family, and so the idea of somebody saying something so ignorant like one of my cousins is horrible. I know not everybody is in the same boat as having such a multicultural family as I do on my mum's side of the family, but it does not take much to have empathy and to fight for the people whose voices aren't being heard. You know, I'm educating myself, I'm sharing stuff that I think other people should know, and yeah. And then for number 10 I just put, I've gone back to work. I've been back at work for 2 weeks and it feels like we never left. The only difference is there's been a lick of paint and we've got masks and shields and stuff. I know that does, people out there will be going, that's a big change. It's just like, it doesn't feel like it. I already wash my hand 1,000,000 times a day, and I feel like I'm washing my hands 2,000,000 times a day now, and we've got extra breaks, which makes things a lot easier for us. We've got less numbers, which makes it easier for us as well. The saunas and steam rooms are out. We're not allowed to have those opened, so there's a few people out there who are going, seriously, you're not allowed to open your saunas and steam rooms? Like, no, it's a legal thing. The government tells us we cannot open our sauna and steam room, so we are not going to open it for you just because you complain. If you're going to go to a spa while there's a pandemic happening, at least research it. Okay, I've obviously been talking for way too long because my battery died, so I'm just going to sum it up again. So we've got number 1, start therapy. 2, put your bread in the freezer. It's a brilliant thing. 3, I've lost weight during lockdown and it's a good thing because it's been healthily done. I've been eating well, I've been exercising. Number 4, tying into the last one, I've been walking a lot more and I really enjoy it. I've got walking shoes and a rucksack and it's been lovely. Number 6, fashion style. Number 7, I've been playing with my makeup. Number 8, I thought I lost one of my jobs. Number 9, inevitable Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter. And number 10, I'm now back at work after being furloughed for all that time. And I cannot believe it. So that has been 10 things that have happened during lockdown. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Debbie. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And don't forget to click the bell notifications if you want to know the exact moment I upload my videos, which is usually in the mornings on a Wednesday. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week for another video. Mwah! Bye lovelies, stay safe.